Alright folks, this is Paulie Detmers, and upon request I am making some meatloaf today. The request came from Thomas Skagen, good friend. Here you see me melting up some butter, and what I'm going to do with this butter is saute some minced onions, and that will be roughly a quarter cup of minced onions. But before I do that, I'm going to set the oven up to 350, let it preheat. So yeah, you see the onions in there sauteing. Just get a little color on them, and that'll be good. 2 pounds of ground beef, 93.7. You don't want the ground beef to be too fat. Worcestershire sauce and 1 slightly beaten egg. We got some tomato sauce. Now I ran 3 slices of toasted bread in the processor with some 7 Ritz crackers. We got some sour cream. We got black pepper. We got salt. Going to put it in this little bread pan. Oh, a little dirt there. Oh, never hurt me. Going to put in a half can of tomato sauce. I really don't like using tomato sauce, but I am following a recipe. I'm not using what I usually would make, but it's going to be a half can, as my fingers indicate there. Pour that in, and we're going to turn this mixer on. This is my KitchenAid mixer. I've had it for a very, very long time. Thumbs up. Going to turn this on. I'm going to mix it up in there, and it's going to be a little dry, and I'll add a little bit of milk as needed just to get it moist. So the mix is done, and here's the bread pan, the loaf pan I guess you would call it. I'm going to put that in there very carefully. Yeah, that it's like a real clammy, the meat's real clammy to touch, but you don't want it too wet because it's going to be a big soggy mess. So I'm going to pack it down with this olive wood spatula, and you really want to pack that down really nicely, kind of like get all the air out of it, just like pouring cement. Usually I would not use a loaf pan when I'm making meatloaf, but I just usually make the loaf and put it on top of a sheet pan. But again, I'm following a recipe. So I'm packing it down, and see, there's some air in there. And so I'm going to pack it down a little bit more. Good. Now we're going to get it in the oven, since it's already set at 350, but first I'll put the sheet pan in there. I put the sheet pan in there because when I was a kid, my mom had a fire start in the oven cooking meatloaf, and she did not have a sheet pan under it, and it started spitting all over, and fire department came. So I set this thing for 40 minutes at 350 degrees, and like magic, we're almost done with that 40 minutes. So, and now I'm setting it to 400 degrees, and I'm going to get it in there about 25 minutes. And what this is going to do is give me that little crustiness on the outside. So I thought. Got about 10 minutes left in that time setting, and I'm going to pull this out. Looks kind of nice. Not exactly where I'm wanting it to be, but I'm going to commit a sin as far as a lot of people that love meatloaf is, you know, as far as they're concerned. I'm going to put some ketchup on it. I like ketchup on meatloaf. I'm not saying I always have to have it on there, but since I did not make any gravy, ketchup is a great substitute if you don't make gravy. What I am eating with this is some rice. I'm going to eat some rice with this, and I'm not sure if we're going to do a vegetable here. But you're seeing me spread that ketchup on there liberally, and we're going to put it back in the oven and check on that. here in about another 8 minutes. I do not make meatloaf at home very often. Actually, hardly ever at all. It's been years since I've made it at home. But here I am. Pulling out here. I'm going to get a temp reading, I think. And still not hot enough. Reading 138. Put it back in there. Keeping it at 400 degrees. And now time isn't really a measured thing, it's just when it's done, right? So yeah, here it is after I pull it back out. Not really the look I wanted, but it's sufficient. I was pointing out the shrinking. Oh, here's the fat. And this is lean meat, very lean ground beef, as you've seen before I did the mix. So, good thing it was lean. Now, I love some fat in meat because it lacks flavor when there's no fat. So I took it out of the loaf pan and put it in there and slapped some more ketchup on there, as well as set it back in the oven a little bit longer. So here's my plate, sporting some brown rice with it. We didn't do any vegetables, but I promise you we got onions in the meatloaf. And there's what's left. Little lady's gonna have some too. Let me go for a try. So here it goes. Try that again. You can really taste that Worcestershire sauce. It's not bad, but you can really taste it. I can't tell. Well, the sour cream, you can tell it's in there. It's good, flavorful, almost rich in a way. But I'll eat it. So thanks for watching. I'm Paulie Detmers with the little lady. And never trust a skinny cook.